You spit on an officer.
To kill my son and hang him
I
in the
know nothing
tree.
about that. Okay.
I have a civil right to request a female. Then take me to jail.
And we're working on that. Police.
She spit on you?
Yes.
Okay.
Fuck you!
Every day, police officers face verbal abuse, physical threats, and sometimes the most disgusting form of assault, spitting. But what happens when suspects cross that line? We will dive into shocking instances where spitting on police officers led to severe repercussions. Stay tuned to see what happened to Jason Farr and others who instantly regretted their actions. Case of Jason Farr. In the early evening of January 22, 2021, in a suburb of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 43-year-old Jason Farr found himself the focal point of a routine traffic stop that escalated quickly due to multiple infractions. The officers initiated the stop after noticing his vehicle lacked a visible license plate and observed that not all passengers were adhering to the seatbelt law.
Go ahead. Can you take your license out of there for me? You guys got IDs with you? No? Why aren't you wearing a seatbelt? No? What about you? Why aren't you wearing a seatbelt? Don't reach yourself. Hey.
As they approached, the officers could see through the windows that the occupants appeared to be moving suspiciously.
I'm dealing with both of you. I'm actually dealing with all of you because, one, you're driving, but she's not wearing a seatbelt, he's not wearing a seatbelt, and she's making furtive movements while I'm trying to stop the car.
Okay, well.
As if trying to hide something or shuffle items out of view. As the squad car's lights flashed in the rearview mirror, Jason Farr didn't pull over immediately, instead continuing to drive for a significant distance. This action alone raised suspicions of evasion. When he finally did stop, the interaction between Farr and the officers quickly grew tense. The officers smelled marijuana coming from the vehicle and observed what looked like bags of a green, leafy substance in plain view, which gave them probable cause to conduct a search.
Well, you got some marijuana in the car. That's going to be probably a bigger issue, right? Because that's illegal. That's a controlled substance in the state of Wisconsin. When's the last time you smoked?
However, when informed of the intent to search the vehicle, Farr became uncooperative. He rolled up his windows, refused to exit the car.
Don't roll the window up. Keep the window down. I don't care. This is a drug investigation, okay? You're not free to leave. You're being detained, okay? Can you turn the car off, please? Hand me the keys. Turn the car off. Turn the car off. Quit fucking around with the window. Turn the car off and hand me the keys.
And after a heated exchange, ended up being forcibly removed by the officers.
Both hands up on the top of the fucking seat, okay? I'm not gonna ask you twice. He's reaching around, you're reaching around. I gave you an order. Put your hands on top of the fucking seat. Don't move.
Once inside the patrol car, Farr's agitation escalated. He vehemently protested his treatment, claiming he was being harassed and unjustly targeted.
Seatbelt on.
I'm being harassed. I'm being harassed. I'm being harassed. I'm being harassed.
Leading to him kicking the vehicle's interior and shouting obscenities at the officers.
I'm being harassed.
No, you're under arrest.
Being harassed.
Hey, you
I'm being harassed.
Keep kicking at the window. I'll give you another way to get there. You're gonna go in a van and a restraint chair. And I'll put your feet
I'm
in.
being harassed.
Like a human being.
I'm being harassed.
Put your feet in.
I'm being harassed.
In a moment of acute defiance captured by the officer's body camera, Farr spat directly at one of the officers. This act of spitting, viewed legally as both assault and a biohazard, significantly compounded his legal troubles. Following the incident, Jason Farr faced multiple charges reflecting both his initial actions and the escalation in the patrol car.
Okay.
I'm being harassed. I'm being harassed. I'm being harassed. I'm being harassed. Ah! 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 I'm being harassed. Somebody take video.
He was charged with disorderly conduct and property damage due to his behavior during the arrest. Additionally, he faced charges for the possession of marijuana. Most gravely, Farr was hit with felony charges for threatening an officer and discharging bodily fluids at an officer, reflecting the serious nature of his actions towards law enforcement. The combination of these charges underscored a serious lapse in judgment that turned a traffic violation into a potentially life-altering legal battle. In the months that followed, the case against Jason Farr unfolded in the county court, drawing attention to the severe consequences of assaulting law enforcement officers.
I'm not gonna harass you, boss.
Who is that?
It's me.
The
Officer.
The other bitch?
Yeah, the driver.
I can hear the bitch in your voice!
His trial, held later that year, served as a poignant reminder of the legal and social repercussions that follow such confrontations with the law. Case of Tiaisha Machal. In another instance, on a bright afternoon on June 12, 2022, 32-year-old Tiaisha Machal was enjoying the atmosphere of a public park in Kansas City when police officers identified her. She had been flagged due to an outstanding felony warrant stemming from previous legal issues.
Me asking you to stop though? Really
No.
commanding you to stop?
Hurt me, Tommy.
Don't command me. I'm not a dog.
We have a warrant, so we have to talk to you. We have to take you to jail.
And I'm not a dog.
Approaching her cautiously, the officers began questioning Tiaisha, intending to verify her identity and bring her in. Initially, she responded with mild cooperation, but quickly grew reluctant, insisting that only a female officer could conduct any pat-down or search. Her requests were noted, but her demeanor raised the officer's suspicions. She continued to verbally resist their attempts to verify her warrant status.
That's bullshit. Then you better take me to jail right away.
Well, we're going to take you to jail.
Well, then I request a female.
No have one.
I want a female. Don't touch me. Stop touching me.
What you have to understand is
I don't care. I'm requesting a female.
Stalling and agitatedly pacing back and forth. When the officers attempted to arrest her, Tiaisha's resistance escalated.
Stop touching me. Good.
Just lean against the
No. I want a female.
In her refusal to submit, Tiaisha spat at one of the officers, aiming directly at his face. The act of discharging bodily fluids constituted an immediate felony charge due to the health risks and disrespect involved. Her aggressive resistance to arrest and this physical outburst led to further charges of threats to an officer and bail jumping, revealing that she had violated the terms of her previous bail.
Get off me. I'm requesting a female. I have a civil right to request a female. Then take me to jail.
And we're working on that. She spit on you? Yes. Okay.
The officers finally restrained her after a struggle and placed her in a patrol car, where she continued to shout and thrash. In the days that followed, Tiaisha's actions were thoroughly scrutinized, and she stood trial several weeks later for her charges, facing the grim reality of severe legal consequences. As the trial proceeded, the jury swiftly reached a decision, convicting her on all counts. The judge sentenced her to 5 years in prison, sending a clear message that spitting on law enforcement and other forms of assault would not be tolerated. Case of Anthony Cox. On another occasion, Anthony Cox, a 25-year-old resident of Sparta, Wisconsin, found himself in a dire situation on October 15, 2021. He was admitted to a local hospital for undisclosed reasons, but his behavior quickly spiraled out of control, prompting staff to call for police assistance. Upon arrival, officers found Cox aggressively resisting the medical personnel, shouting obscenities and physically lashing out.
You guys are hurting me.
Release your hands.
I'm not releasing shit. See, that's not your official capacity. It's not your official capacity, sir. It's not your official capacity, sir.
I called him in for backup.
I don't give a fuck. That's not official
We're not
capacity.
in jail right now,
I will
and
sue you. I
we're
will
gonna be
sue you federally.
He was visibly agitated and uncooperative, creating a volatile environment. As officers attempted to restrain him, Cox's hostility intensified. He thrashed against their grip, kicking and screaming, and even tried to bite the officers and medical staff who were attempting to subdue him.
Stop. All right, man. Knock it off. Absolutely not. Knock it off. Stop resisting. Stop biting. Knock it off, Anthony.
The situation escalated further when Cox, in a fit of rage, pulled down his mask and spat directly at one of the officers.
I refuse. You take my blood work, and I refuse. I'm a guardian ad litem. I can't sign for it. You. And I'm not gonna tell you who.
This act of aggression not only endangered the health of the officers, but also constituted a serious assault. In response to his violent outburst, Cox was restrained and placed in handcuffs, yet he continued to resist and verbally abuse the officers.
Because this is police brutality. I didn't do shit. You're hurting me.
Release your hands.
You're hurting me. Police brutality. This is going all over the news. I will get this motherfucking news article. Think I'm fucking playing, dude. I'm in a hospital. I'm in a motherfucking hospital. Police brutality. Police brutality.
The spitting incident captured on body camera left no doubt about his intentions and the severity of his actions. Consequently, Cox faced multiple charges, including felony counts of battery against an officer, threats to law enforcement, and discharging bodily fluids. Additionally, he was charged with attempting to disarm an officer and multiple misdemeanors for disorderly conduct and resisting arrest. Cox's trial was a pivotal moment, highlighting the gravity of his offenses. The court proceedings were swift, with the prosecution presenting irrefutable evidence of his violent behavior and the assault on the officers. Ultimately, Anthony Cox was convicted on all felony charges and sentenced to 7 years in prison. This sentence underscored the serious legal repercussions of assaulting law enforcement officers and hospital staff, serving as a stern warning to others who might consider similar actions. Case of Rhonda, hotel incident. In November 2022, 45-year-old Rhonda caused a significant disturbance at a hotel in Onalaska, Wisconsin.
Said she was drinking earlier.
Because when she was in court the other day, she was not like that.
Oh, was she normal?
Yeah.
She's been here a week. She's been normal.
The incident began when hotel staff reported her erratic and aggressive behavior, which included damaging property in her room. She had been a guest at a hotel for a week, and her behavior had been mostly normal until this incident. On the night in question, Rhonda was observed shouting incoherently and causing physical damage to the room, including knocking a microwave to the floor. The hotel manager, concerned for the safety of the staff and other guests, called the police. When officers arrived, Rhonda had already forced her way into the manager's house, which was adjacent to the hotel. She claimed she was fleeing from evil ghosts and refused to leave the manager's house despite repeated requests. This aggressive trespassing behavior added to the chaos of the situation. Officers tried to de-escalate the situation by speaking calmly to Rhonda, but she remained uncooperative and combative.
Down there.
Yes, you have.
So I just got a question.
You're outside. Get your ass out of here.
Can I ask my one question?
What?
Can I ask my one question? I'm just asking why we snorted it.
Which one did you snort?
This one. Fuck you.
What was
During their attempts to restrain her, Rhonda spat at the officers, which significantly escalated her legal troubles. Her refusal to comply with the lawful orders and the act of spitting on law enforcement led to her being charged with multiple offenses. Rhonda faced felony charges of discharging bodily fluids at an officer and bail jumping.
No, jump up in there. Can you put your foot on the seat?
Sit down. We're done with this.
She spit on you?
Is that a felony?
Your robocop looking ass. Is that a felony?
You spit on an officer.
To kill my son and hang him
I
in
know
the
nothing
tree?
about that. Okay. You spit on both of us.
Given that she was already out on bond for a previous offense. Additionally, she was charged with misdemeanor disorderly conduct and criminal damage to property. The combined charges reflected the severity of her actions and the danger she posed to those around her. Her trial was held in early 2023, where the court reviewed the evidence of her aggressive behavior and assault on the police officers. Given the serious nature of her offenses and her prior record, Rhonda was sentenced to 4 years in prison. This case highlighted the critical importance of respecting law enforcement and the serious consequences of violent and disruptive behavior. In these shocking cases, we have seen how crossing the line by assaulting officers with spit led to harsh and immediate consequences. Whether it was Jason Farr's defiance during a traffic stop, Tiaisha Machal's escalating resistance in the park, Anthony Cox's outburst at the hospital, or Rhonda's chaotic behavior in a hotel, each of them quickly regretted their actions. But what motivates people to lash out so violently against law enforcement? Why do they risk years of imprisonment for such impulsive decisions? And is there any way to address these behaviors before they turn dangerous? The severe penalties handed down in each instance send a strong message that spitting on officers or other violent actions won't be tolerated. Share your thoughts in the comments below and don't forget to like, comment, and share this video if you found it informative.